Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm just gonna do a little makeup and talk about my pregnancy and my last pregnancy. A lot of people don't know that I had a baby, and some people knew that I had a baby. So I do have a baby boy. He is 3 months right now. He's currently sleeping. Excuse me, I'm a little sick. I've been wanting to do this video for a very long time, guys, but so busy with the baby, being home, you know, doing home stuff. And I went back to work part-time. So I kind of been busy, but I really wanted to get back to y'all. So I'm going to just put a little bit of makeup and just talk about my whole pregnancy. Okay, so in 2015, I was pregnant. And it was my first pregnancy. I'm 27 now. 6, 25, 24, 23, 22. I was 22, I think 22, 21 years old. And I really always thought I couldn't have kids because my period is very irregular. So I never knew, you know. So I was pregnant, and then let's say that I think at that time, God knows when it's the right time for you to have kids, because it wasn't really, let's say it wasn't the best time of my life around that time. Excuse me. And, sorry guys. And then, you know, I was 5 months pregnant, and then one night I was just not feeling good. And then I thought I peed on myself, guys, but it was the water that broke. So I called sorry guys, I think I'm missing a bag. No, I'm not. So I called the RN on file, and you know, it was a male. He told me, you know, he was just asking me questions like, how you feeling, what's going on, and are you bleeding? And I was like, I don't think I'm bleeding. And then when I checked, I was bleeding, guys. And then I'm using morphine from F2.70 matte. My baby's waking up, guys. And then I was like, I am bleeding. And then he told me, you know, he's like, can you go to the nearest hospital? And the hospital that I was supposed to go to, it was kind of far from, you know, where I was living at the moment. So I was like, can I just go to the hospital that's closer to me? And he's like, yeah, because it's one emergency. So I went, and then he's crying. So I went, and you know, the hospital, everybody takes their time. The nurses, they were like, fill this out and da-da-da-da, asking me all these questions. And then they made me change, and then I was in that little hospital clothes, and then she's like, can you pee in here? And I was like, okay, in a cup. So I did, and then I noticed that I was, you know, bleeding a lot, and I seen a lot of blood clot. And then I was like, at first I was scared. I was like, oh my gosh, the baby coming? And you know, I was 5 months, so I was, you know, scared. And I was like, what's going on? And then I called my friends, and then, sorry if I get emotional. I should not get emotional because I'm doing my makeup, but it's very emotional. And I called my mom, and you know, of course, moms always answer. So she answered me, and then she's like, oh my gosh, you know, she like, everything's gonna be fine, you know, and you know, stuff like that, like call me and stuff like that. So I was like, okay. And then the doctor came in, and she was doing like all these ultrasounds, and then one of the doctors was like, let me hear if I can hear the heart rate. And then, you know, I knew she couldn't hear it. And then, oh, I'm crying already, guys. And then she's like, I don't know, it's just very emotional. I'm sorry. And you know, I know there's a lot of women in the world that, you know, have miscarriages and everything. And then, I don't even have a napkin, guys, and I'm doing my makeup. I'm sick and I'm crying. Anyways, so, you know, and then she was like, let me get another doctor. And then the other doctor came and he's like, I'm sorry, we can't hear no heart rate, no heartbeat. And then I started crying so bad because it's like, I was very happy to have a baby because, you know, nobody ever is ready to have a baby, but I was very, very, very happy. And then I called my mom, and my mom was like, you know, God knows the right, God knows when it's time, you know, he's in a better place and stuff like that, right? And then I was just like, man, I was just like, I think after that, everything shut down. Like, I got in depressing. I was depressed. I was sad. I didn't really want to talk to nobody. I didn't do anything. I was always crying every night, and I still do, guys. Like, some girls, you know, they're like, oh, I had a miscarriage, and then, you know, bam, they have a new baby. It's like, every miscarriage is so different, you know? Like, there's some girls that I know that had a miscarriage when their baby was like 8 months or 9 months, you know? Like, it's just sad, and to me, it was, my whole experience was so painful, and I had to have the baby, you know? I have to give birth. I gave birth to him, and then when he came out, you know, he was not alive. So it was very sad, and I started crying very, very much. And then, you know, my friends came to see me, family, like everybody came to see me. And, you know, I was grateful and everything, but I really didn't want to see nobody. I was in the room and I was like, I wanted to scream and tell everybody to get out, but I didn't because, you know, everybody came to see us. Everybody was very, very excited about my baby. Everybody was very excited about my child. And then, I'm sorry guys, I'm trying to look for a brush. What happened, baby? And then, I left the hospital. I think I stayed at my mother-in-law's house for a while. And then, when I stayed at her house, you know, whatever, for a couple of days. And then I came home. Me and my hubby, you know, there'll be nights I would just cry and cry. And then he's like, he's a person that he's like more like, one of us has to be strong. So in my mind, give me 1 second, guys. Hey guys, sorry, I'm back. So I had to take care of the baby for a little bit, but he's with his daddy now. So like I was saying, you know, I went back home and it was like, I'm using the Morphe concealer, C215. And then he was saying that, you know, one of us had to be stronger than the other. And of course he, you know, he was crying in the hospital. And then one time I was like, where is he? And then I went outside. Well, I didn't went outside. I looked in the window and he was out there and he was crying so hard. And like, it broke my heart because it's like, I know guys, you know, try to be tough and, you know, strong and all that, but it's like, I guess a real father, you know. He was very excited about the baby. And one thing about my husband is that he loves and adores and like any kid in the world. Like, he's not cool with you, he don't like you, he loves your kid. Like, he always told me, like, kids have nothing to do with grown-up problems. And that's true. Like, They really, really don't. But it's like, whatever. But anyway, he was very hurt. He started crying so hard, you know. And it was sad and everything. So, like, our friends, our family, everybody that's close to us and know us very, very well, know this, that, sorry, and know this, that our baby, you know, whenever we would have a baby, that our baby was going to be very special because, like, we get along with a lot of people. Oh, sorry, guys. We get along with a lot of people. So everybody was waiting for us to get pregnant and, you know, stuff like that. And then 5 years later, 2019, I think it was January, my friend, one of my closest friends, she got pregnant. And then she was like, I wonder if you are. And I was like, no, because my period is very irregular. And, you know, da-da-da-da. And then I was just like, let me take a pregnancy test. So I took 4, guys. I took 4 pregnancy tests because all of them came out positive. And I was like, what? Like, I could not believe it, guys. I was just like, I'm pregnant? Like, that's impossible. Because in my mind, after 5 years, I was just like, I can't have kids. God doesn't want me to have kids. You know, it's okay. It's fine. I'm wearing Anastasia Dipbrow chocolate for my eyebrows, guys. And then I was just like, that's impossible. I don't think so. And then my friend's like, oh my God. And then I called my older sister. And then I showed her the pregnancy. And she started crying. Because everybody that's close to me knows how bad I wanted a baby. And then I called my little sister. And she's like, oh my God. You know, everybody was so happy. And my mom, my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, my dad, my brothers, my sister, everybody. And then, guys, so I'm going to use the mirror in the bottom because I can't really see on my phone. And then I went, and then that day I was not feeling good. I kept cramping and, you know, I was like, again, new to the whole pregnancy. So I was just like, oh my God, I don't feel good. And my husband, he was out working. And then I told him, and I was like, I'm just going to go to the hospital just to be on the safe side. And he's like, okay, I'll meet you there when I'm done working. I was like, okay, that's fine. And then, you know, I was praying and everything was fine. Because let me tell you guys, the whole pregnancy, I was so scared of, you know, any little thing. And then I got to the hospital. They got me in quick. They get babies in quick and they get pregnant girls in quick. And then when I got there, sorry guys, I've been so focused on my eyebrows because there's times I do my eyebrows good and there's times I do it horrible. And then I got there and then they took pregnancy tests and, you know, all that stuff. And then he got there and then they were like, you are pregnant. And I was like, God. And they're like, but we can't even see anything yet. And then I was, you know, it was so funny and everything. And then, you know, he said it was normal, everything is good, and this and that. So we left. And then, you know, I signed up to a clinic. So every time I would go to my clinics, my appointments, we would always check out the baby, right? And then, let me tell you about my pregnancy experience. I was at work, and then we had to, sometimes she would tell us to go and send out flyers for her job to, you know, expend more and, you know, grow up her business. So I went, and then I was 1 month already, guys. Oh, sorry, guys. I don't know why it does that. I was 1 month. And then I got in a car accident. And then, like, a car was coming this way like this, and I was like driving, and he went like this, and then I hit him, and then we spin and everything, and then the first thing came in my mind was like, damn, like every time I get pregnant or something bad happens. So I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to lose my kid. That's the first thing that came in my mind. And then I was in shock. And then everybody's like, oh, are you okay? And, all this stuff. And then the ambulance came, and then it was down the street from my parents' house. My mom was out of town, out of the country. So my dad came and my sister came. And then I was just like, I started crying so bad, like really bad. And then, the ambulance was like, I forgot what she told me. She said like a word. She's like, it's called, I should know this because I work in the medical field. I forgot. But she said something that I guess it affects you like after whatever happened. And I started crying. And my sister's like, she's like that because she's pregnant. She just lost a baby a couple years ago. And then that, it was funny because she's like, and then the guy came out of the car. It was a young guy. And then, to tell you the truth, I was more worried about my pregnancy, that I didn't even care about the guy. I didn't say anything. I messed up. I'll fix it. I didn't say anything to the guy. And then, the cops came. And the guy was young. He didn't have no ID. He didn't have no insurance. So it was like, I was just out of there. And then the second thing was like, damn, my car is ruined. Like, the whole front was, the whole bumper, everything came out. I think it messed up my AC. It messed up everything. And we took it to my dad's house because, like I said, it was down the street. So we drove it down the street to my dad's. And then my husband got there because he was at work. And then when he got there, he was just like, thank God, you're okay and this and that. So I went to the clinic. I went to the ER, really. And then they were checking me out, and they were like, everything is fine, like, sorry, guys. They're like, everything is fine, you're good, da-da-da-da-da. So I was just like, oh my gosh, thank God. So I was good for a couple of months. I was not high risk, thank the Lord Jesus. I was, I was good and everything. Sorry guys, I'm so sick. I've been sick for days. And then we went to a party last night, and it's so cold. It was so cold here in Houston. And then I just feel like I got sick all over again. And then back to my stories. And then what happened? I'm trying to think what else happened. So I'm using the Morphe Translucia. And then Translucia. I used to never know how to say that. Translucent or Translucia. Oh my goodness, sorry guys. And then this is the primer. I noticed every girl does their makeup differently. So if you don't like how I do my makeup, it's okay, because I do my makeup my ways. People do, back then I used to do my eyeshadow first, and then I'll do my whole face. And then now I don't know why I changed it up, and I do everything first and then my eyeshadows. And then, I'll go to my appointments. And then this is the other thing that was sad too, was that they made they made this test that to see if your kids come out like sick, Down syndrome, like, them kids that come, I forgot that word. I forget a lot of stuff. It's like a little sickness that the kids are like, I think it's worse than Down syndrome. And so they did the test for me, right? And then I was at work with my husband. Sometimes I go with him to work, guys. He works for himself. And then when I went to work with him, I got a call. And then she's like, hey, Jasmine, how are you? And I'm like, you know, I'm fine and this and that. And she's like, are you at home? And then I was like, no. I was like, no, what's going on? And she's like, I prefer to tell you when you're home. And then I was like, I was like, okay. And then Edwin was with me. And then he's like, no, tell her to tell you now. So I was like, oh, my husband's in the line. I could put you on speaker. She's like, okay. I'm using the Morphe, the new palette. And then she was just like, remember that test that we did? Like I said, I forgot the name of the test. And then I was just like, yeah, I remember. And she's like, well, your results came back, and, you know, it came out, like, I guess, like, it came out, some numbers came out weird. And I was just like, what does that mean? And she's like, you have to go see a specialist. She's like, because we need to see if you're not in high risk. And I was like, okay. You know, I was so confused because I'm like, what the hell? Like, I don't know. It's just my whole pregnancy. It's just been a roller coaster, guys. Like, I was just like, okay. I was so confused. And I was like, what does that mean? Is my child not healthy? And she's like, I'm not saying that. She's like, but we just have to go to a specialist just to be on the safe side. And then I was like, okay. You know, I was so confused. I was like, okay. And then we hung up the phone. We didn't say nothing the whole way. And then I know he knew that I felt some type of way. So he's like, you want to go out to eat, like Olive Garden? Let's go to LA Fisherman. You know, anything. And I was like, I'm not feeling it. But I was hungry, guys. So I was like, we could go to Olive Garden. And he's like, okay. So we went to Olive Garden. I went to the restroom. I called my mom, and my mom was like, oh my gosh, like, it's always something. I was like, I know, like, and she's like, don't worry, you know, you just have to pray. And, you know, and I was just like, I know, Mom. And then she's like, you just have to pray a lot, baby. She's like, God knows what he's doing. He's not gonna he's gonna, like, sorry guys, I'm into this eye. I don't know why it looks dark on the side. And then she's like, you know, your baby's gonna come out perfect. Don't, you know, don't worry about it. Don't listen to the doctors and blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, I was like that for, I think, 2 whole weeks. Like, don't tell somebody that for, like, when they have to see another doctor for another month, because it's not cool. And then, you know, I was online and I was reading about it, and I would cry because, you know, it was telling me all these things about babies, you know, the Down syndrome, babies that, you know, missing a figure, missing, you know, anything. And I'm just like, damn, you know, like, why do I have to go through so much stuff, you know? I was just like, why me? Like, what have I done to deserve, you know, bad stuff in my life? I'm like, somebody really, like, doesn't want me to have, you know, kids or a good life or, you know, like, anything normal. So it was the time for the appointment. It was me and my husband were the only ones that went. And like I said, he didn't say anything the whole 2 weeks, you know. He's more like, keeps it to himself. And then when we got there, they took all these ultrasounds. And then I was just like, okay. And then when I was looking at the ultrasounds, I was just like, you know, they take so random and so weird positions of the baby, so you don't know what is what. And you're like, that looks weird. You know, like, what is that? And then I was going to have a gender reveal party, guys, because when we found out we were pregnant, the whole world, like, my baby was like the 2019 most expected baby. And then and he was like, oh, I know what it is. He like could see it. He's like, I think it's a boy. And then she just started laughing, and she's like, do you want to know what it is? And I'm like, I was like, we really wanted to do a party, but, you know, I guess. And then she like, it is a boy. And I was like, I knew it. But deep inside, I thought it was, no, I thought it was a girl, but deep inside of me, I knew it was a boy. I felt it. And then everybody was really, you know, really wanted a girl, but then some didn't really care as long as it was healthy. And then, so she's like, okay, let me be back. And then she's like, I can't explain to you nothing until the doctor gets here. And I was like, okay, that's fine. So she went out, and the doctor came back in. And he's like, hi, how are y'all? And then he was like, well, looking through all your stuff, the baby is perfect. He's like, the baby is perfect conditions. Oh my God, when he told us that, I didn't cry, guys, because it's like the whole 2 weeks I prayed to God, like every single day, like, please let my results come good. Please, 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 please. The one who cried was my husband. Like, I'm telling you, like, he cries like at the end of anything that was going on. Like, during the process, it's like he's trying to be strong for me, but it's like, it's good because, you know, you don't want two crybabies, but it's like, I want to know how he feels sometimes, you know. And then he started crying. He called his mom, his dad, my mom, everybody, and they were so happy. They're like, we told you everything's going to be fine. God is good. And let me tell you, God is good, guys. I don't go to church. I don't, you know, everybody invites us to church. I'm a person that I don't need to show people that I believe in God, but I believe in God in my own ways. Like, I pray to God every time. I talk to him by myself. Nobody needs to know what I talk to him about. I don't need to show proof to nobody. And then we left, and we were so excited. And then he didn't go with me to the doctor's clinics. He didn't go with me to my appointments because he was kind of upset. And the reason he was upset was because he's like, why they have to lie to us? That's messed up. Oh, wrong one. And, you know, stuff like that. So when I would go, she was like, where's your husband? I was like, oh, he didn't really want to come. I'm like, he's very upset because it's like, y'all keep making mistakes about stuff, you know? And the reason why I say that is because one time they had to do a test on me, and out of nowhere, they lost it. And then I had to do it again, and it's not fun to be doing all them exams, you know? Especially when you're pregnant. It's like, no. And I didn't want to do it, but I had to do it because I was pregnant. And then she's like, tell him. I said, well, I'm sorry. That's never going to happen again. I don't know what happened. So, you know, and then the pregnancy was good for a while. And then they wanted to see me back in that specialist where I went, because they're like, we just want to make sure everything's fine. I was like, okay. So they were doing some exams, and then I was just like, And then she's like, we're gonna move you to the next room. And then I was like, oh my gosh, like, what now? And then she's just like, oh, it's nothing big. She's like, let the doctor explain. So the doctor came. I was 37 weeks, guys. And the doctor came in and she's like, hey, Jasmine. I was like, hi. And she's like, we're going to keep you in this room. They had put me the contraction little stuff on your stomach. The machine was going on. And then I was just like, okay. And she's like, did your water break? And I was like, no, I don't think so. I was like, I remember how it felt last time. Aw. My little liner came out, guys. And then I was like, I remember how it was last time when it broke. And then she's like, oh, it's because we don't see no fluid inside of you. And that's bad, you know, for the baby. And then I was just like, oh, okay. And then she's like, we're going to make you have the baby today. And then I was just like, okay. And then she's like, if you don't have your baby today, you're going to have it tomorrow for sure. And I was like, okay. I was so confused, guys. And then they sent us home. Well, not home. She's like, don't go nowhere. Go straight to the hospital. I'm like, okay. And then I went straight to the hospital. They kept me in a room. My doctor came in. And, like, let me tell y'all, I love my doctor. She know my whole story. You know, every appointment that I made, she made every exam for me so I can know everything is fine. My baby is just those two tests that they lost, but it wasn't her fault. It was the people's faults, the labs. And then, sorry guys, I'm like all over the place. And then I'm watching this E Awards thingamajiggy. And then they put me in a room. And then he called his family. He called my family. And then, my mom came. His mom came. My sisters came. Everybody came. And then I didn't have him that night. I had him the next day. And then I was trying to have my baby natural. Sorry, guys. I was trying to have my baby natural. But let me tell you, I'll give props to all the girls, the women, the mommies that did it without any medicine because I was dying. I swear to God, I was like, I don't care how bad it hurts, don't let me get the shot. And they're like, okay. And then when the doctor came in, she was like, I'm gonna leave this here just in case she changes her mind. And I always told my husband, whenever they say that, say no, because I'm not getting nothing. And he's like, okay. And then the time came. They're like, you sure you don't want to get it? And then he's like, no. And then in my mind, I was like, boy, you don't know how I'm feeling. You know, like, I want it. I don't care. So whenever thank you for some lashes, guys. And then whenever I don't know how many centimeters. And then she told me, she's like, if the baby cuts you, you're going to feel everything. It's going to be too late for me to, like, put that area to sleep. And then I was just like, oh, hell no. So I was like, I want it. So they gave me the epidural. And then, you know, I felt good, but I don't think they gave me enough because I was crying so bad. And, you know, everybody's like, it's okay. And it's like, don't tell a pregnant girl that it's okay because it's not okay. It's like that pain is like the worst feeling in the world. Like, you're dying in there. And, you know, like, I give props to every woman too because you never know if you come alive from that experience. You know, like, there's moms that die and their babies stay alive. Like, it's some scary stuff. Like, guys need to give women a lot of props because it's like we're bringing another life to this world. And, you know, it's like, it's just so crazy. And then I was like crying, and then the nurse was like, I don't understand why you're feeling this way if we gave you epidural. I was like, I don't know, I want some more, and blah, 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 blah. And she's like, okay, you know. And then the guy came and he was like, in 5 minutes you're not gonna feel nothing. And then I was like, I don't care. So, and then in 5 minutes, and I didn't feel anything, but I guess he gave me too much because, guys, when I tell you, my body was feeling crazy numbness. I didn't feel nothing. I didn't even think I could be able to push. And then she was like, and you know what was the reason why I was feeling like that? Was because I was already 10 centimeters. Like, come on now. And then the nurse came and, you know, she checked and she's like, oh, I feel the head. I see the head. And then they were all like doing their, you know, preparing. And I was just like, I didn't feel anything, guys. And the thing is that he did rip me. So they had to stitch me up. So, guys, and then after that, oh, shoot. After that, they're like, they test the baby, they test me, everything was fine. But they said that the only bad thing, guys, I hate putting lashes on because I can never do it right, ever. Like, ever, ever, ever. There's times I do so perfect, and then there's times like I mess up so bad. So it's like, how can girls do their lashes so good? And guys, this is a quick makeup because to tell you the truth, I take like an hour or 2 hours to do my makeup. Well, let me talk because the time is keep going. So, guys, and then hold on, guys. I did it. Oh no, look. I'm telling y'all. Sorry, guys. I don't know how to multitask. Ooh, these lashes are pretty. The glue got all over my eyeshadow. I'm gonna fix it, guys. And then, guys, they took tests on my baby. And then they were just like, the doctor's like, you might have to stay a little longer. And I was just like, why? And she was like, your baby came out a little yellow. And then I was just like, oh, okay. And we really didn't want to stay, guys. So she's like, but it's okay, I could go home. And when you come to the clinic, we'll test them again. If it's higher, then, you know, you have to come to the hospital. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. So a couple of weeks later, they test him. And his thing, my lash got stuck, guys. Oh, there it goes. They test him, and then his, the test came out that his level was very, very high. So one night, they called me at 11 at night, and they were like, I need you to take him to the nearest hospital. And I was like, why? And they're like, because his level's very high, and we need to put him under the lights. And then I was like, okay. So we went, and it's just like I said, like, my whole pregnancy, like, everything's been so much. It's like a roller coaster, guys. And then we went to the hospital. We stayed there one night. They put him under the lights. And then it's just like, he was chilling because he was 3 weeks. And then, you know, we had to keep him under there. And then he was doing fine. Like, he was gravy. Like, he didn't even know what was going on in his life. He was just chilling. And then, you know, we got home. And by the way, I was staying at my mother-in-law's house, but the doctors had told me, like, your baby is little. Like, your baby can't be, like, everywhere. And then I was just like, oh, okay. And then he's like, y'all need to go home. It has to be only you and your baby and your husband. They can't. I know everybody wants to see the baby, but right now, he's not in the condition to see everybody. You know, people are sick, you know. And I was like, you're right. So, we went home. And then when we went home, you know, everything was good. My mom would come every single day to see my child. Like, every single day, guys. Like, you know, of course you want your mom all the time because it's like your mom knows best. Your mom knows everything. And, so yeah, guys. And then, you know, it was hard at first because I was a new mommy. So I didn't know what to expect what to do. Like, I didn't know what to do with the baby. Like, I was so scared. Like, I couldn't sleep at night. I couldn't, like, do a lot of stuff because it's like, is my baby breathing? Is my baby moving? Like, what is he doing? So every night I was just like, look and look at him. Like, I really kind of didn't sleep because I was too worried about my child. I was just like, I don't know, guys. It's just, let me tell you something. Now that I'm not pregnant, it's like, I miss being pregnant. It's the best, wonderful feeling in the world. Like, I understand some girls be like, I don't want no kids no more. Oh, hell no. You know, like, I understand because it's hard. It's very hard. And it's like, the dads always help, but it's like, the moms are the always there no matter what. We don't sleep. If we're sick, we still have to take care of them. Like, anything happens, it's mom, 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 mom. So I understand, you know, the woman's part, like, oh my gosh, I want no more kids, you know, like, blah, 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 blah. Like, I get it. And then, so it's like, I miss being pregnant, guys. I really do. Like, I think it's like the most wonderful feeling in the entire world. Like, it's the best feeling. Like, I just miss being pregnant. It's like, if I could, I do want to get pregnant again. Like, if God lets me have another child, I will have another child. But it's like, I'm so scared because it's like, I don't want to have to go through that feeling again. You know, like, all the stuff that I went through. Like, it's not fun at all. Like, it's the worst feeling in the world too. Like, it's so scary being pregnant. And then, what's it called? Did I use this one? Oh. And then it's like, I don't know, guys. I'm just so blessed that my child is here with me, with us. Everybody is so happy. My baby is like the attention of everything right now. Like, he's the most important person in my life. Like, I would do anything for my child. Like, anything, guys. Like, he's the most precious, most little crybaby ever. I'm just glad he's not a crybaby. He's a crybaby when he has poopy or pee-pee or he hungry. But it's like, I love my child. Oh, guys, I just bought the KKW Beauty lip liner, and it's called Nude 0.5. I haven't used it. I forgot I had it. Let me use it. And then it's like, he's like the most wonderful thing. And let me tell you, he is the baby of 2019. Everybody is like obsessed over him. And then it's like, I understand because everybody knew what we went through. Like, everybody knows how my life was and how bad I wanted a child. And then it, like, knowing if I wouldn't be able to have a child, like, my option was always to adopt. And I had asked my sister a long time ago, guys. I was like, if I couldn't have a child, would you carry it for me? And she's like, of course. And I was so surprised because it's like, I never thought, you know, a person would do that. Because it is scary. It's like, you're going to get attached to it because it was inside of you. But she said she was going to do it for me. So I was just like, what? I was so, like, happy. I am blessed with my child. And let me tell you, this boy, I'm using Jeffree Star. I love Jeffree Star, guys. And it's the Baby Daddy. Talking about Baby Daddy. And I always be off topic, guys. I'm telling you, I'm sick. I've been sick for a while. I've been wanting to do this, and then I was like, I want to do my makeup while I do this because a lot of people tell me like you should do your makeup, but it's like I don't feel like I'm that good enough to do my makeup online. But you know, whatever. I'm gonna try it and see what's up. So yes, guys, my baby is 3 months. He just turned 3 months. I had him on August 6th of 2019 at 7, I don't know if it's 15 or 7:40 p.m. And he's the most wonderful thing that ever happened to me. I love him. He's my guy. He's my love. He's gonna be my guy that's never gonna betray me, you know. And I would like to have more kids, but I feel like I'm gonna have more boys than I will have girls. I don't know, I just have that feeling. And my first baby, he was gonna be a boy. And like, I don't know, I think that's like the most painful thing that ever happened in my life, guys. Like, I really wanted him, like, really bad. But you know, things happen. Now I'm older and a little better in my life. So it's like God was like, I'm gonna give it to you whenever I know you're ready. And boom, he gave it to me without me expecting it. Like, I didn't know I was ready to have a baby. I didn't even know I could have a baby. Like, when I was pregnant, I would say every night, like, oh my gosh, I'm pregnant. Like, oh my gosh, I am pregnant. And I know a lot of y'all probably was like, whatever, girl. Like, you're pregnant, yeah, whatever. But, you know, like I said, everybody goes through things. And I see a lot of girls talk about, like, thank God I'm not pregnant. Oh my gosh, I don't want to have kids. Like, everybody has their own opinion. Everybody can do their own, you know, they can have kids or not. That's you, you know. Everybody's different. But it's like, it's the best thing in the world. It's like you're creating your little mini me. Like, I don't know. I just love it. I love pregnancy. Like, I do need a break for my body because it's like I gain weight, so I need to lose the weight to gain another weight. I'm not trying to gain more weight on top of the weight that I have. So it's like, okay, I'll have another baby. But I think I'll wait because I want to enjoy my first child. Like, he needs all the attention, like everything, guys. Well, guys, I'm sorry that my thing is like an hour long. And I'm sorry I'm like off the subject. But I'll use this Morphe. So guys, yes, I hope you love my video. I'm so sorry that I haven't been posting. I've been so busy, but I promise you I will do it more and more and more. Let me know your thoughts about my video. If it's boring, sorry. If you liked it, good. Please subscribe, like, and share my video. We'll be back, and hopefully hubby and baby will be on the next video.